Welcome back, YouTube, to the Red Room Files. Today, you see, I've got a motor hanging here and a motor sitting there. So this is the one that was freshly rebuilt and blew up 6 months later. That's the newish one that I just got that needs parts off of this one to make that one work. As you see, I've already started tearing into it, pulling timing belt, water pump, and all that fun stuff. So I got to do that. Got to extract some studs for the manifolds, get those put on with my crossover, and then be ready to go in. But I got to tear this one down and get all that stuff to put on that one. So now while I'm doing all this, I guess it'd be a great time for story time, so it won't be so boring, and tell you guys why that is number 6. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's start tearing things apart, and I will tell you guys the story as I go. So while I'm pulling these exhaust manifold studs, I'll start with my story. So when I first got the truck, it didn't run well. It had the original 3-liter in it, and it was already lifted up. Had 529 gears, a bunch of other stuff, 35s. But the motor was tired, already at 140 something thousand ish. And yeah, these are a little rusty in here, back and forth. So original 3-liter lasted me a little while. It overheated a few times when I was living in Virginia. So I already had problems. Then we decided to move out here to Montana, and I drove that truck across the country, and it would overheat 3, 4, or 5 times a day. So knowing that now, I'm assuming I probably already had blew the head gasket in that 3-liter, and I drove it cross country. It made it, not peacefully, but it made it. Ooh, that spot's gonna give me problems, so. But, and it still lasted probably a year or so after that, because I really didn't know it was a head gasket at the time, and I was going through a bunch of other diag, doing this, doing that. I'm gonna switch over to this one, and there we go. And I don't know, it just kept giving me more problems. You know, I put headers on it, I did EGR delete, new plugs, new injectors, new wires, new distributor cap, rotor, did all the basic maintenance on it. Even coolant flush, never had coolant in the oil in the coolant. Coolant did disappear, so I'm assuming I went down to like a combustion chamber and got burnt out. But it finally got to the point where it just didn't want to drive anymore. And so I parked it for a little while. Oof. Maybe I shouldn't reuse that one, but I'm going to try to anyway, hopefully. Fingers crossed, because I don't have many options right now. So anyway. Yeah, look at the threads on that guy. They're a little flat, but hopefully it works for a little while, I guess. I'm going to get some more of these studs. However, ended up buying a 3-liter off of a friend of mine. It was a 3-liter transmission transfer case, all out of another 2nd-gen 4Runner for like $500 at the time. That was years ago, probably 2016, 2017. It was 2016. And I don't know about this one. But anyway, bought that 3-liter. I swapped over the headers, did the EGR delete and everything else. It had stamps all over the whatchamacallits. I know what they're called. I'm just drawing a blank right now. It happens. Freeze plugs. There we go. Stamps all over the freeze plugs stating that this was a rebuilt motor. I'm not sure who it was, but apparently it was a reputable shop. And I ran that one for maybe a year or so. It started giving me a little issues. It wasn't really bad yet, but I was still running it. But I don't think that one actually blew up. I can't confirm, but I think what had happened was I wrecked it, and then 3.4 number 1 fell into my lap, and I decided when I was doing the complete rebuild, that wasn't good, that I didn't want a 3 liter anymore. So if y'all ain't paying attention, that's 2 3 liters. First one, head gasket failure and a bunch of other stuff. Second one, just got bored with the 3 liter, wanted to upgrade. And that was after I wrecked it. I wrecked the truck in 2016, 2017. And when I wrecked it, I was going to do a complete rebuild. I was thinking of a 1UZ, but 1UZ and the parts for them in my area are kind of few and far between. So, that being said, that's not going in all the way. That being said, it wasn't very easy to acquire or to do for me. However, at the same time, I had a deal come up of a guy wrecked his 2004 runner, and he rolled it, made a deal with me. I just wanted the motor out of it, and I ended up buying it for $900, and that was 3.4 number 1. Went through that 3.4 for the most part, did all the did the heads, new gaskets, new water pump, new timing belt, which is actually the one we're getting ready to rip off here because it's still pretty fresh. And that one lasted like 3 years. That motor died due to myself. A lot of replica rips, a lot of abuse. Not really neglected. I took care of it. I did change oil in it, and I did a bunch of maintenance to it, but it just took abuse. It was a lot of abuse. I had to chase the threads on that one stud, but I got it fixed, and so now we're putting the exhaust manifolds on. However, back to my story. I believe we were at motor 3, which was the very first 3.4. Like I said, that came out of a 2004 runner. Did basic maintenance, and it lived strong. Now to 3.4 number 2, which is the one hanging right behind you guys. Yep, that one. That one was fully rebuilt. Bottom end, top end, everything was completely rebuilt. Got it together in the middle of a divorce, so pretty proud of that. And yeah, I think it lasted about 6 months. Didn't run it hard. Had a few hard little reps on it, but nothing like the first one. That one died due to oil starvation. I know it had a few oil leaks. I kept maintenance on that. I'm missing a nut. However, I have good suspicion that somebody kind of drained the oil on that one. At least that's the story I'm telling. because there's no way the little oil leaks that I had on that one drained 6 quarts of oil in the matter of a week or two the last time I checked the oil in it. So I don't know. There was no oil like underneath the vehicle. There was not 6 quarts of oil under in a puddle. I just don't know where it went. So good suspicion there that it was drained. Alright, so it got a little noisy in the shop, so I wasn't able to film much, but got water pump and timing belt tore off of this one, and so this one is ready to be rebuilt again, I guess. Like I said, this was motor number 2. This was the one that was fully rebuilt, had a lot of new parts in it, inside, outside. I still believe somebody drained the oil on it. And another reason I believe that is some of the comments and whatnot I got on TikTok about it. It was just strange that somebody would get on one of my TikToks and comment something about, how'd you like your drive last week? No oil, no go, or something like that. Oh, I might have forgot a washer in that one. I might need to fix that. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. So just led me to believe that it was sabotaged. And then we had some other drama go on after that kind of solidified a little bit more into that. It's been quiet lately, so hopefully it's all over and I can move on. Next motor, this is the third 3-4, yeah. So this is 1, 2, this is a 4th motor. Motor 5 was the one previous to this. It only lasted 1 week. That's the one you saw in the video last week. That was a smoke show that we just pulled out. So, and then we returned it and come back with this one. So I'm trying to do a little bit of maintenance to this one. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. So here we are. I still got some work to do to it. Obviously, I got to get the front end, the engine note, but I got to pull my tensioner out because that little washer goes between the tensioner and the block. So, oops. So, but we're getting things done. Hopefully, I'll have this together and we'll be ready to put the motor in soon. And I got a few events coming up too, so kind of want to get this done and get it ready. But in the meantime, this is kind of probably going to be a kind of a short video because I don't know if I'm going to film every step of this because I'm literally just repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, whatever. I don't know. It's been kind of a boring month or so for YouTube, so if you're watching this, I appreciate it. Also, to add to this motor, this second 3-4 that I had, the 4th motor, this was nothing but a pure block when I got it. I mean, I guess it did have the pistons and crank and all that in it, and when we rebuilt it. I do have a video on that, so if you go back, I think it was Where Have I Been video. I showed most of the rebuild process on this. I did not do videos of that because, like I said, going through a rough time there during that period. But in the meantime, got that one back together for the most part. I just got to put the timing cover on, the crank pulley, a few other things, and I think it'll be ready for the truck. Might do that tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. See how I feel. I'm getting burnt out, so I might take a break for a little bit, maybe put it in next weekend or something. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Did replace that hose, went from the oil cooler. This one was kind of soft on there, so otherwise, yeah, it's coming together. But let's see. I don't know if you guys could see that, but yeah, this is why I changed it. Timing belt's got a few little cracks in it. They're not bad, but while I'm here, might as well change it. It's easier to do outside the truck than it is in it. So another thing I want to add, this is why I don't like Toyota red coolant. It's all crusty and gunky in this water pump. It's kind of nasty. I actually had a problem with the first 3.4 liter that I put in it when we rebuilt the top end. There's a bypass tube that stretches from the front to the back underneath the intake, and that was clogged up with solidified red coolant. Everybody tells me that red coolant shouldn't do that. Well, it did, so it does, and it was pretty much clogged up. So I don't take a chance with red coolant. I don't care for it. I don't really use the green, because green, I've heard it causes issues between the cast iron block and aluminum heads. So what I normally use is like the yellow all makes all models stuff. I have not had an issue with that at all, so that's what I pretty much stick with, and it does good. So then it's easier to find, and with the all makes all models, it's not good to mix, but if I need to in a pinch, I can put green in it, I can put water in it, it's fine. But I don't like to run the red. Just personal preference. I mean, you do what you want. I'm not here, change somebody's mind or anything like that. But anyway, let's get back to work and get this buttoned up, and might call it a day. I'm getting a little lazy. Granted, the weather's nice. Don't really want to do anything though. Alright, get back to work. Shut up. Well, as you see, we're ready to go in. We're going in. Kind of not feeling it today. I haven't been feeling it in a while. I'm just tired of doing this, so. But I'm going to try to get it done if I can get it done. If I can't get it done, then I'll get what I can get done, and then get the rest done when I get it done. But we'll get it done, regardless. So yeah, this is pretty much where we're at. And just gotta get it down in there and start bolting things together, I guess. So let's do it. a little bit deeper, and it's got a cackle on DXL. I've actually had it running for about a week now, but so yeah. So we've got a few other things I'm going to button up here, and then we can go wheeling. I got a couple more weeks, and we got a rad trip in Idaho to make, so can't wait. Go ahead and shut this off so you guys can hear me, but it's running good. I'm happy with it. I did end up changing out, or I used the throttle body that came with this motor, and this one works a lot better. It idles a lot lower, probably a little too low. It idles around like 500, so I probably need to turn that up a little bit. But like I said, I got a few other things I got to button up on it, and a few other little cliff notes I need to kind of iron out on it, but we're almost ready to go, so let's get at it. But until next time, when we figure it out again, don't forget we got stickers and merch on the way. I'll put a link in the description for our store. So yeah, let's get it.